Hey, it's Joe. I want to talk to you real quick about doing some like sort of cold outbound sort of outreach emails to prospects you've never talked to before. This is something that keeps coming up. First of all, I'm a big fan of inbound and organic and getting people to come to you because of a piece of content or something that you've written that catches their attention. But this is the same principle that applies to your outbound that applies to inbound. And I want to give you sort of a bit of a framework. I wrote some stuff down and just talk to you a little bit about, outbound still works. Going and prospecting still works. And the key to this is that we're always going to hear people don't have time. That's the fear. We don't want to, intrude. We don't want to be, annoying. We don't want to be a nuisance. But the thing is people, no, they don't have time, but they do have time if you're valuable. If they find whatever it is that you're doing valuable, they'll listen, they'll pay attention. That's why cold still works. But if you look in your inbox, think about how much stuff. I think the stat is like 127 emails we get per day. I get lots of stuff, but also at the same time, I subscribe to a lot of things because I'm always listening and looking for that next piece of valuable content, that thing that's going to help me solve the problem when I need it. So if you're hesitant about going in and going out and doing some prospecting, maybe you need to change your mindset, right? So the first thing I will tell you is one thing I'm seeing, and even on inbound, I subscribe to lots of different newsletters. I download demos for different like CRM and different vendors and different technology. And here's what I find hilarious is that I think that like everybody's gone to the same school of like crappy follow-up. Here's what I mean. I'll go online and I'm going to look at, I'm going to say, hey, I'm interested in this software. So I'll fill out the thing, I'll download the ebook, the white paper, get the video series, look at this, check this out. Here's the thing. And then I get the phone call right away that I ignore because I don't recognize the phone number. I'm like, I know this is a sales call. I'm just going to ignore it. Then I get the email right away that says, thank you so much for downloading our thing or requesting this. And here's all the amazing things about what we do. And here's what you should do. So the next step is let's set up a time for us to tell you about how awesome we are and see if we're a good fit for you. That's pretty much what the first one is. And then I ignore that email. I ignore the call. And does this sound familiar with how you would do it, right? And then I get an email or a call the next day and it's still the same thing. Oh, I'm really excited. I see that you downloaded that thing. We haven't had a chance to connect yet. Let me know when is a good time for me to call you or set up an appointment. Or they call and I get the same voicemail. Now you bugged me because you've left two voicemails on my phone that I really don't want. If I want to talk to you, I'm going to reach out to you. So stay with me here. And then after that, I kind of ignore that because for some reason my life gets busy. Right? Sound familiar? My life gets busy, your life gets busy, and then a couple days go by, 3 days go by. It's almost like clockwork. I get the email that says, hey, we've tried on numerous occasions to reach out to you. I might have got another email or call. We've tried on numerous occasions to reach out to you and haven't heard back. So if I don't hear back from you by this date, I'll take you off my list. Take me off your list. Like, that's crazy to me that, I was originally interested, but now because I didn't follow your steps or do what you wanted me to do, now I'm a bad customer. Now I get pissed because you're making me feel like that. And in the same time, all of the things you've sent me had nothing to do with me. They were all about you and how awesome you were. Maybe, I downloaded that ebook, or maybe I watched that video, or maybe I was inquiring about something, but now I'm trying to figure out how that works. And now what I have to do is do something for you. So what you want to think about is in your email, in your follow-up, in your calls, how are you helping them? So what I'm doing here is below this in the Facebook group here, I've got a list of what you could do as a cold outreach strategy. And I hope this makes sense. And the big thing is that, your email should have 4 parts. Is one, you've got the subject line, of course. You've got the opener, you've got the body, and then a call to action. And to keep it really simple, we do this in our trainings. Subject line, it should be able to stand on its own. If you just looked at that, does it catch your attention? The opener, the next thing that happens is think about in your phone, in your email, you get that little like preview window. It's a huge piece of real estate that most people are wasting with, hi, Jim. Right? And that's all that shows up in here. It adds no value. So think about your opener that reinforces that subject line. Those two work together. Then the body should deliver on the thing that you're promising. I'm going to give you something. Here's how it goes, blah, blah, blah. And the call to action should be quite simple. I just want you to do this one thing. And when we think about comfort zones, the call to action should push people just out of their comfort zone into that learning zone, but not so far like panic zone. Like my first email shouldn't be like, hey, send me your credit card and we'll get to work. right? Makes sense. So here's what I would suggest. I've got my list here. Day zero, right? Day zero is basically, here's something we're saying. Hey, often people are wrestling with this problem. So you're talking about a problem that you're seeing in the marketplace, and this is why you're reaching out to them. So you're saying, here's what we're seeing in all of our research or in the clients that we work with that are like yours. We're seeing this problem. Here's a way that you can easily solve that problem. So offer that solution. Then you can introduce yourself, your company, and your why. And your why is always that, why are you choosing to do business? We also realize this problem was existing in the marketplace. And here's what we want to do to help you solve that. If you're interested in learning more about that, here's how you get a hold of me, right? Let's set up a call. I have time tomorrow at 3 o'clock, whatever it is. Just say, let's have a quick chat. That's the first thing. And in the same time, you're also going to, in day zero, leave a voicemail. And you say, hey, this is Joe. I'm calling you. We've found that people like you are having these challenges. I want to know if that's something that you're experiencing as well, and if there's a way that maybe we can help you. I'm also going to send you an email that explains some of the ways that we work, and I'd love to talk to you. My number is this, and I'm available tomorrow at 3. That's it. That's day zero. Just get it out there and get it there. And also assume nobody reads your stuff. So if they don't respond right away, don't be hurt. Your emails need to be in a series. So then day one, you can call, no voicemail, just to see if they're available, right? And there you go. They're probably going to ignore that as well. But if they answer, that's great. We're just trying to make contact. Day 4, this is the one where we talk about maybe having some valuable content. So you can say, hey, I'm emailing you because I found this article, this ebook, this video I think you're going to find interesting for these reasons. It's the same thing that we outlined in the problem that we talked about in the email that I just sent you the other day. And what you want to do now is say, and what I think you should check out in the video is at, say, 2 minutes and 33 seconds, they talk about this. I think you'll find that important. Or on the ebook, go to page 5 in the section that talks about this and check out that one key thing that goes here, right? And in that article, here's what I think is relevant to your industry. If you spend that little bit extra time, people will appreciate that you broke that down for them. That's huge, huge, huge benefit, okay? And then you say in the rest of that, in the second part of the body, is you explain how what you do in your business actually helps people uncover those challenges and solve those in a different way. And if they're open to having a conversation, let you know, right? That's that one. Then you wait, that's day 4. Wait a couple of days. Set day 7, day 8, somewhere around there. Now you kind of escalate the problem. Now you take what you know about this. You should know their business pretty well, right? In your own mind before you send this stuff. And I want you to escalate the problem. Explain to them how you understand how busy they are and how many things we're juggling all the time. And in their role, in their business, in this problem that we're talking about, here are all the interconnected things that are happening. And most people won't even realize how these are all causing a problem and creating this overwhelm, and that you would love to have a conversation with them about that and see if you can share some of the insights you're finding, whether they buy from you or not, on how we're finding ways people are taking advantage of this. Plus, if they're open to it, talking about how you might be able to help them. Let's set up a call, right? Now, the other part you can do there is you can offer them that strategy call or insight call. You can invite them to attend a webinar. You can invite them to meet somebody or talk further about this. Anything that you can do to help them sort of go through this and wrap their mind around it. So that's day 7. Day 10, this would be one where you can maybe share a story about what's going on in the marketplace. One example of some social proof of either a client you've worked with or something that you're seeing, and how all of these things are happening and how maybe somebody solved that. They realized this challenge and now they've moved this thing forward. Optionally, I just finished a meeting with a client. That email there, that day 10 email, you could also, if you're working with like a bigger, more complex kind of a client that's maybe in the public sector or a bigger organization, you say, hey, I've been sending you this stuff. Maybe this is a good time to introduce me to other people that are also dealing with this, and maybe we can look at it with multiple sets of eyes. Would that be okay to have an introduction? And let's look at this together, right? That would be one you could do there. And then day 14, this is the one I've always used. It works really, really well. It's called a guidance email. And simply the subject line just says, guidance, please. And then instead of saying I've tried unsuccessfully to contact you and I'm going to take you off my list, you say, hey, I assume you're busy. I don't know if you've read the things I've been sending to you, but I'm just wondering how I can best help you or serve you. Just let me know which one of these applies. And number 1 is, yes, I'm interested. Let's set up a time to chat. Number 2 is, yes, I'm interested. Now's not a good time. Check back with me in a couple weeks or months, whatever that is. Number 3 is, no, I'm not interested, but thank you very much. And number 4 is, I'm not sure who you are. Can you remind me? right? This way it allows your client to be in control of that process. You're in control of the whole conversation, but you're not infringing on them. You're not making assumptions. You're not making them feel bad for not responding to you. And when you leave that voicemail and the email combo, you're trying to get to them in these different ways. I have some clients that we work with texting and emails. You can do all sorts of things, but ultimately you need to be sharing value. You need to think about your relationship as a series and a sequence of events, and you need to let them know that you understand their world, what they're dealing with, and that, you know what, I could maybe take a look at this with you, and maybe, just maybe, if we have the right conversation, we would consider working together. That takes all the pressure off of now I have to make a decision to buy. The only decision you're asking them to make is, hey, should we talk about this or not? I hope that makes sense, because this is where most people are screwing it, right? And this is huge. Whether it's outbound or inbound, are you adding value to your customer's life in every interaction that you're making? So I hope that helps. There's going to be the post on this as well under the video, and go and apply that. See how it works. And the key to everything is testing. Adopt that testing mentality and try this and see where you get those opens and those click-throughs and where you start to get real conversations. And I hope that helps. So, post your comments, send me an email, let me know how I can help, and hope that makes you some money. All right, take care. Hey, this is Joe Girard with Change Grow Achieve. Thanks for checking this out. Remember to subscribe and check out some of the other videos and resources we have. You know, as a sales coach, I spend a lot of my time just helping people be less weird and more human with their customers. If we can help you and your high-performing team, reach out to us, let us know, and let's connect soon.